Hi friends, Miss Connie here. Hey, for those of you who know how to work a little bit with acrylic paints, you might want to try this one. It'd make a great Mother's Day gift, or any kind of gift, or something for yourself. What you're going to need is a pre-painted canvas, painted black, a variety of colors: white, blue, green, red, yellow, an old marker. You'll see why at the end for special effects, and most importantly, imagination. We'll see you soon. All right, guys, for you intermediate painters, here's how we're going to start. We're going to do the black canvas, and you can choose different varieties of acrylic colors that you have to do this the bird and flower spring painting that you can gift any time of the year, but it makes a great Mother's Day gift, like I said earlier. And so we're going to start with a small canvas, and you can use a bigger canvas, but keep in mind it will take you longer. So we're going to just start scribbling some of this. I'm calling it scribbling because it almost feels like, you have crayons and sometimes you do a special effect in that kind of way with paper and stuff. You're doing this on a canvas. And I picked some of that. I have some of that brown metallic paint, kind of doing a little, just scruffle the paint around, a little bit of the blue. We're just trying to zero in on some neat texture. Maybe a little bit of that green that I did see there. And you want to kind of clean off a brush, maybe not mix too many paints together because you don't want it, what the term is, get too muddy. If you put too many colors together, then the whole thing will turn kind of a brown color, and we really don't want that right now. Okay, and maybe ever so slightly, just a dab of this red. Okay. And I am being a little more careful to blend that. But I still want to see some of those other initial colors come up. And you can take this all the way up. And your painting will be similar in the fact that if you put colors like this and you overlap a little bit, but again, you can choose whatever colors you would like. I might take a little bit of that darker green at the corner here, and kind of has some neat abstract look to it already, just the colors. Now, here's the tricky part, but it's also pretty neat. Now, you can use a Sharpie, and I want to show you this. You can take the Sharpie, and I like using old Sharpies because, you still get a little bit of the black that comes out, but you don't feel like you're wasting the Sharpie because it might be hard to use it after you've done this effect. But you see how they had a little bit. This is an old one that I have. It's just about running out there. I'll do this. And sometimes you can take the back side of your brush, and because this works, because we have a pre-painted black canvas, and you see how I am scratching some of the top layer of paint, and you have to do this while it's wet, and you scratch that out. And it's not as dark as maybe if you used the Sharpie. And I'm just forming, so you could do this too if you don't have a Sharpie or an old marker. You see how I'm doing this with, and I'm going to go back to my Sharpie there. I kind of like that effect. And I go across like this, and some right here, the flower stems. I'm kind of randomly just looking at my canvas and seeing where maybe I want the flowers to look. Yeah, like it did when I showed you what we're doing. And they don't have to be that dark. Again, it's the... I'm kind of wondering now that the Sharpie's kind of dying out. I'm not sure which way I like it better, to just scratch it off or not. But you don't want to push too hard because you don't want to damage your canvas. But you're going to go like this. I'm thinking kind of forming a shape of a flower. Okay. Now, real important that you're extra careful here where you're going to kind of get... You want to know where the bird is. So I'm going to... And here's how the bird... If you think, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. Look, just go. Start on the stem. Go around. You're not going to come all the way back down. When you're almost to right here, you're not going to try to have it touch. You're going to swing it back up. And this is going to be the back side of the bird. And of course, it's the shape of what we want a bird to look like, but you're using your imagination, and it's your interpretation of a creative way to show a bird. And this is where I would put the eye. See, you get in the bird effect right there. And I'm going to put maybe where the feet would be here. And again, we're going to come back and do, the special effects with some more. We're going to paint the bird, but we want to know where it's going to go. Now, when I do big paintings, I don't really do it this way. I kind of use my paintbrush to outline this, but this is a special time that this is a kind of a neat thing to do. I think maybe I'll put a flower here, and I'm laying it out. And this is a technique you can do with acrylics. At least, I've studied other painters do stuff, and I did a combo of, hey, you know what? I wonder if I could do this, and then I would try it, and some things worked, some things didn't. And I thought, oh, is there a way to do a fast painting and with acrylics and make it come up really nice, but you don't have to, spend hours waiting if I did with oil paints. And I thought, okay, yeah, there is a way. And now this is the technique I came up with that you can do with their acrylic. I stated earlier that we needed black paint, and I forgot to put it on my palette, so just put that in there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go around. I kind of know where it's at. Do a little bit more. Spread that black paint around. Then I think I would like this flower to be red. So let's do red flower. Okay. And let's put some white. I still have red on my brush, and I just picked up. I think I'm gonna experiment and not have to change brushes very often, because the colors can mingle together. And then I want to maybe pick up a little bit of that green, the bright green and the dark green. Let's just say we put a leaf there like that. Okay. And do we want to put a little outline of black? And then I'm going to, do you see how many times I just use a little towel or paper towel to just keep cleaning and off some of the excess paint? And right here, I push down, the more you push down on your paintbrush, the thicker the line's going to be. But this is a really neat card looking painting. Like, you can make, You could draw this out with markers if you don't have painting stuff, and you can try to do something similar on paper. But I've been having a lot of fun just showing you guys how, for those who want to learn how to not be afraid of acrylic paints, I think that's pretty neat. And I'm wanting to stay, I think, with the blue, with the flowers being kind of have tints of red. Although this is a different looking flower, I may ever so slightly pick up a little bit of that blue. But I'm going to put the stem again. Make it black. And I definitely want to make, I'm going to jump around over here, and I am going to paint this bird. And I'm not too concerned about painting over where I put my idea of where the eye's going to be, because look, I just painted over it with blue. Underneath that, I'm going to put some white. The underbelly will be white. And did you see it? It picked up a little bit of red on my brush. That's okay. Make it work. It works. Dip it back in your black. Come back over here. And this is where you do have to be a little careful. Outline a little bit of those wings. Bird wings here. And look, I want to put a dot for its eye. And a beak. And finish up that stem before because he's standing on a stem. So guys, I've been painting more years than really I want to I don't want to give away too much of my age, but I've been painting for more than 50 years. And so when I'm painting this quickly, I don't expect you to do it this quickly, but for this tutorial, I need to show you that this can be done in a relatively quick way if you need it to. And I don't ever want you to think that it has to look just like mine. If anything, yours will be perfect because you get to use your imagination. I'm using mine, and this is just giving you some ideas of some different techniques that maybe you could try. And trying is what's important. I hope that when you're doing this, you realize that you should just enjoy it because it's special, you know, for you to make something that you spend time, and maybe you're making it for somebody special in you know, that you'd like to give away, and of course you're special, so you can make it for yourself. But I wanted to kind of give those who have a little bit of painting experience but like to learn some new ones. And if you want to give this away I call it a Mother's Day gift, but it could be for any occasion. And I'm going to maybe pick up a little bit of that yellow, because in nature sometimes the flowers reflect different colors around them. We could just use our imagination for that. Wow, that came out pretty cool. Each time I do this, it ends up being a little different, and I really like it. I hope you really like yours. And you can spend some more time, you know, putting details. I might put a little bit of little dots in there to represent maybe some little seeds inside there. You know, that little guy, this little bird is pretty darn cute. And maybe I'm just going to slightly outline him a little bit more. I'm going a little careful on those lines just to go where I was before. And that's it, guys. Now it's a little wet still here, but as soon as it dries, I'm going to sign it. I always encourage you to sign your artwork because artists always signs their art. And if you're doing this art, you're an artist. Enjoy, guys. Take care.